Europe's energy gamble is backfiring hard. Europe thought it had outsmarted the global energy crisis. Leaders promised a clean, secure, and independent future. But today, the reality is painfully different. Prices are rising again, industries are collapsing, and Europe is scrambling for solutions it once rejected. So what went wrong? And why is the continent now facing the consequences of what many experts call the biggest energy gamble of the decade? Let's break it down. Simply, clearly, and with the full story behind Europe's energy struggle. Europe's bold gamble, a risky plan wrapped in optimism. After the 2022 energy shock, Europe made a dramatic decision. Cut dependence on Russian gas and rush into renewables, faster than ever before. In theory, it sounded perfect. Clean energy, independence, stability, a beautiful blueprint on paper, but here's the catch. Europe was still massively dependent on natural gas, especially for heating and industry, and replacing that overnight? Impossible. Still, leaders pushed forward with confidence or overconfidence. They believed high investments in wind, solar, and hydrogen could replace decades' worth of gas infrastructure in just a few years. But those projects are slow, expensive, and vulnerable to weather and supply chain problems. And while governments were celebrating a new green era, something else was happening. 2. The reality check. Energy prices started to climb again. After a temporary drop in 2023, energy prices across Europe have started rising again. Why? Because many countries shut down or restricted traditional energy sources faster than renewables could replace them. Nuclear plants were closed, gas storage wasn't enough, wind and solar faced installation delays, and winter demand didn't magically disappear. Suddenly, Europe was short on energy, desperate for alternatives, and paying premium prices on the world market. Industries noticed first. Factories in Germany, Austria, and Italy began reducing production because energy costs were simply too high to stay competitive. And when factories slow down, economies slow down. Europe turned to LNG, but at a huge cost. To fill the energy gap, Europe made another gamble. Buy massive amounts of LNG, liquefied natural gas, from the US, Qatar, and others. But LNG is far more expensive than pipeline gas, and transporting it across oceans adds even more cost. So now Europe, which once relied on affordable Russian energy, is stuck paying some of the highest energy prices in the developed world. Think about that. A continent built on strong manufacturing is now struggling to compete with regions where electricity costs a fraction of the price. And it's not just factories that feel it, households are paying more too. The green transition isn't the problem, the speed is. Let's be clear, this is not about being anti-renewable. Europe is right to invest in clean energy. The issue is speed and timing. Europe tried to jump from fossil fuels straight into a fully renewable system, almost overnight. A transition that normally takes decades was squeezed into just a few years. The result? Grid instability, power shortages, delayed projects, higher taxes and energy bills, frustration among citizens and businesses. Even renewable companies themselves say the transition was rushed. Wind and solar farms need planning, land approvals, financing, and infrastructure. None of those things happen fast. The hidden crisis. Industries are quietly leaving Europe. This is the part many people don't talk about. Because of high energy costs, industries are slowly shifting to places like the United States, China, Middle Eastern countries. Why? Because they offer cheaper power and better incentives. Europe risks losing its industrial backbone, the very heart of its economy. Think of chemicals, steel, cars, machinery, all energy-hungry sectors. If they leave, millions of jobs and billions in revenue follow. This is no longer just an energy issue, it is an economic one, and soon, a social one. So, is Europe's energy gamble truly backfiring? Let's answer this simply. If the goal was to become energy secure, Europe isn't there yet. If the goal was to reduce costs, prices are rising again. If the goal was to protect industry, factories are struggling. If the goal was to transition smoothly, the road is rough and unpredictable. Europe is now paying the price for decisions made too quickly, with too much confidence, and not enough preparation. But there's still hope. If Europe rebalances its energy mix, Using renewables and stable sources like nuclear and affordable gas, the future can be far stronger than today. And that's the key lesson. Energy transitions win with strategy, not speed. Europe wanted to lead the world into a clean energy future, and it still can. But right now, the continent stands as a reminder that even the smartest regions can make risky bets. And sometimes, those bets hit back hard. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, hit like, subscribe, and share this video, because the energy story is just beginning.